Good morning, good afternoon, and good whatever time it is. Welcome back to another episode of Trevantine. This is the podcast and where we cover three main things going on with the coronavirus. One, what I'm doing today. Two, how it's affecting me. And three, what's going on. I said that all out of order, but that's all right. Today's date is currently March. This is the wrong day. March 20th, 2020, and the time is 1:56 p.m. Central Time. I'm here with a couple guests. We've been quarantined basically all week with each other. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Austin Morris.
I'm Emily Green.
And I'm Bryn Mattis.
Right on. So, this is the podcast and where you get to hear the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of a 18-year-old senior in high school being affected by the coronavirus. So I guess starting off in the traditional way, we'll cover just the major headlines for today. This is as of 2 p.m. today, March 20th, 2020. From the New York Times, they say that the borders are closing between the U.S. and Canada and Mexico, so that's a good thing, especially with the travel ban going on. New York governor ordered the state's residents to stay indoors and most businesses to keep workers at home. That's a shelter-in-place situation, which luckily in Missouri we're not having right now, but that means a lot for the state of New York, guys. You guys have any opinions on that?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could escalate to something that we could have in the Midwest, but as of now, I'm pretty grateful,
Yeah, I don't want to have to be stuck at home. And it's like, how do you get groceries at that point?
Somebody was telling me, this could all be false, but in certain parts of China, they have apartment buildings, and everyone has to stay in their room, and they have one person that goes out and gets their food for every week.
Actually, weren't you the one that said that?
Yeah,
Is that
what's
right?
happening is in China, especially in Wuhan right now, is you have to basically online order your groceries, and someone in the building is designated to open all the packages, check for broken seals and stuff like that, sanitize everything, and then deliver it to that person's room. But those people that are in charge of doing that are actually making people pay for it now. But people aren't going to work and they're already spending money on groceries, and now they're getting charged to basically have people deliver their food and their groceries for the week. And so it's kind of a major crisis.
Well,
and,
is that person that does it, I mean, is that the only thing they do? Is that I imagine that takes a lot of time, so that would make sense why they want to get paid for that, especially with...
It makes sense why they want to get paid, but it's also I don't know, some mafia crap going on.
In China?
You can't. What do you
Wuhan.
expect? People aren't working, and now you're gonna charge them just to sanitize their food, even though you need your groceries sanitized as well because
That's true.
everyone's freaking out. But yeah, I just know that my dad has a family friend who left for a 3-month trip 6 months ago, and Corona broke out while she was there with her newborn, and now she's been stuck there.
In Wuhan?
Yep.
Jeez.
For
so
months.
scary.
So yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
It'd be so
stuff.
scary
Yeah.
to have a newborn, even though it doesn't affect that young, but still it would be just terrifying.
Well, when you're a
Yeah.
newborn, you're super susceptible to
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude, what I find crazy about this is it's we're taking it day by day, and we don't know what's going to happen and what to do, really.
I know. It's everyone keeps saying that. It's at least for all of us, we're it's gonna blow over in 2 weeks. It's gonna blow over in 2 weeks.
But we have
I
no
think
idea.
I think it will blow over in 2 weeks because low key the media is just gonna pick a day and then just stop covering it, and then everyone's gonna forget about it. But then there's also a bunch of people saying there's no end in sight.
That's
freaking
yeah.
people
That's
out,
what's
and I feel
freaking
there
out.
is
No
an
one
end in
knows.
sight, especially if a mortality rate is less than 3%. There's an end in
It's
sight,
just this crazy panic that's going around that's
Yeah.
making it so much worse.
Yeah, I don't really like predictions or making predictions. I just think, it is what it is, and whatever happens, we'll just have to hunker down and deal with it.
Kind of like the whole Iraq thing. We totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, in January?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So,
was the biggest deal for the
Like
week.
World
That's
War
true.
III.
Yeah.
I do remember
And
being anxious about that.
then it just
Yeah, that never happened.
chilled out. Or whatever.
Well, it's just we got other things to worry about. So
Yeah,
do
I
they.
think Corona kind of came in and whipped that out of the bud.
In Australia.
Oh, yeah.
And what else has happened this year?
2020 has really been great.
It's been a year. I found myself saying it's going to be interesting, like way more than ever.
Yeah.
2020 is going to be interesting.
Just like
Just everything.
talking about like Corona or like, oh, the grocery store is packed or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be
I
interesting.
don't understand the need for toilet paper.
I don't
Can we
either.
please address that? Can we please address why everyone is hoarding toilet paper?
Were like people not wiping their ass before?
I don't know.
I think everyone should just get bidets. You know, I've never
think
used
so?
a bidet. You ever used a bidet?
Mm-hmm. Over
Where?
in Europe.
Oh, you went to Europe. Yeah, I've never.
It's weird.
Like, whoa.
Yeah,
But like they're smart, low key.
Oh, it's- yeah.
So they're probably not in a toilet paper crisis right now.
that's true.
One of the foreign exchange students was like, why don't you guys just take showers after you use the bathroom? And it's like, that sounds so weird to us, but it sounds
It's
normal
a lot
to
of
them.
water, but I guess it's
Hey,
true.
water's still flowing, right?
Yeah, that's another thing I'm worried about is how long. I mean, if things progress to where we don't get power or water, but I don't think it'll get that bad.
I just only hope we don't have like raiders or marauders coming through pretty soon,
No,
like Fallout.
I don't think it'll get that bad.
Raiders and marauders.
People that like
Yeah, people that
come
steal.
in. They'll be like, oh, they're stocking up on toilet paper. Let's go.
Well,
Kill
did
them
you see
and
the
take them all."
French are like?
Okay, well I
raiding
wasn't really worried
places
about that. Thanks.
Well, now you are.
Yeah, gosh. No, I found this really funny thing the other day. It was this TikTok about this girl, and she was like, I'm going to see my therapist. And her therapist was telling her, like, oh, I've been really worried about my high anxiety, like, patients with Corona going on. And the girl starts talking. She was like, I feel fine, though. And the therapist was like, oh, yeah, like, all my high anxiety patients have said they felt fine. And, like, it's just really interesting to me. And then the girl goes on to say, she's like, and I think it's just because, like, I'm always on this level. Like, everything's always the end of the world. And now, like, we're all just on the same mental level.
Everyone
That's
has
funny.
anxiety.
So, like,
now.
yeah, and, like, now we all have anxiety, and it's actually, like, the end of the world. So, like, I feel like everyone's just really caught up to me. And I
I've
just
seen a
really
lot of stuff
related to
about,
that.
like, mental-
That's funny.
I've seen a lot of stuff worry about like mental health now with like social isolation. Because like if you think about it, some people like need that social interaction. Now they're
Oh, yeah,
quarantined
for
at
sure.
home.
Yeah, no, like, social isolation's, like, the worst thing for you. But at the same time,
I mean,
I feel like
it's better than
I feel like people, if they're on their own, they're quarantining with, like, family members elsewhere. Like, my brother lives by himself, and I think my mom's literally driving to, like, go spend a couple of weeks with him just so he's, like, not quarantined in an apartment by himself. Next topic.
Yeah. So you guys might be noticing me just trying to like monitor this audio. I don't have an audio guy, so I'm just kind of like trying to figure out how I can do this so it's not too loud or too quiet.
ugly
The
laugh.
shelter in place happened. Trump says, we can hear you whispering. I hope you guys know that. So, like,
I just want everyone to know that if I put on makeup for this and this podcast doesn't come out,
Trump says that critical supplies are running low and he's using federal powers to speed up their production. I don't know exactly what that means. I'm just reading the headlines. I'm not going to go into the article, but these are the headlines for today. It says the Fed moves up to support the municipal funds. I assume that's part of Donald Trump's $1 trillion plan. Do you sway any way with that?
honestly, I mean, I don't know what is going on in the world. Like, I wouldn't say I'm most knowledgeable, and I feel like no one is right now. Like, President of the United States or not, there's no surefire way or solution to this. I think anyone in his place would be freaking out or, like, just as not knowledgeable as anybody else because Corona's just new to us. And,
it's
like,
so unique of a situation.
yeah, like, I just literally remember that in a matter of 24 hours, we went from, like, oh, yeah, Corona to, like, school shutting down for the next 6 months. Like, and we didn't even think that was possible. So I feel like anyone in that situation, like, is just going to have to kind of ballpark a plan. And I think that there's a lot of criticism going on for how, like, weary the situation is, in my opinion.
Do you think it's the media?
Yeah.
I'm definitely for it. I think anything that the government can do to help out is great, and it's what they should be doing. But I just don't know what the repercussions of this are going to be. With the stock market the way it is, and I mean nobody had it. I mean the housing market was so good last year, and now it's like crap, and it's only getting worse. So
it's the whole Corona scare.
Yeah. So I mean anything they can do to help is going to be good.
The S&P 500 is down 3.14%. The Dow's down 3.22%, and the Nasdaq's down 2.19%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know all about the stock market. I think it'll be interesting.
It's not a good thing.
Well, I know if stock market's going down, that I know that's not good. I think once like the whole Corona thing's over with, and like it's whatever, we're still gonna have to deal with so much more. Like once the Corona's done, we still have to go through all the repercussions of it. It's gonna be a while till we're back to normal.
What are the repercussions?
Like with like the economy and the stock market, like what are like with all the people losing their jobs right now? It's just what are they going to do when, the virus is done, yeah, let's go back to work. I feel like that's not going to happen easily. Well, like, what do you mean? Like, why not?
It's just we can't go to work because you're sick.
Well, it's not because they're sick. It's because they're not hiring people. They're closing down.
Right, and I mean, you got to think about people that work in the, movie theaters, food industry, that, like, that's their only job. They're going to be... they're going to be out of business.
Like restaurants, waiters, like...
Well, yeah, but once Corona's done, they can go back. No,
right, but if that's going to happen. Yeah, no, we haven't worked.
No, what I'm saying is...
Are you guys getting paid for the time you were, like, scheduled, though?
No.
During this?
No.
Because I know some places are doing that.
Some places are doing that, but...
The van store's doing that.
I know Urban Outfitters, Lululemon, they're all doing that.
Well, they also have, like, online orders and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't online order Johnny's.
Well, yeah.
Darn, their fries.
Dude, they have some killer fries.
Those fries are so good.
No, I don't want to get off that topic, Bryn, but like you said, once the coronavirus is done, if it ever gets done, what do you mean people can't get their jobs back?
It's not just going to go back to normal.
What?
Why not?
It's gone.
Because, like, everything that happened, I don't know, it's just harder, I don't know how to say it.
I don't want to put you in a corner. I'm just saying, like, if people can't go to work now because of the coronavirus.
It's not that they can't go to work, it's people are getting fired.
I think what she's saying is that it's just going to take time to rebuild it to where it was. Because, like, being down by 3% isn't, like, a little bump in the road. And, like...
And people aren't just going because they're, like, want to be quarantined and stuff. They're, like, companies are going under.
Yeah, because the coronavirus.
Yeah, and you can't just rebuild a company in a day.
Why couldn't they rehire everyone?
Because they're out of money, Trev. They're, like, they can't just... What are they going to do?
That's why I'm asking you.
I think
most companies... I'm not a business person.
Most big companies will recover because they've got money in all those sorts of areas. But I would think that most, like, what was it, the Ford and Chevy
Fiat Chrysler
factories were down. I feel like they would... Because, like, we didn't get fired. I guess we work at a small company, but I feel like most people will get rehired. But it's just... They're just going to have to take loans, I guess, until we get back on our feet. And that's kind of where hopefully the government will step in, kind of help everybody out. But who knows?
I don't know. I think, like, at least for Trevor and I, like, with Hammerhand, this is just, like, our place to go to. Like, since it's a small business, like, we've been following them on social media and stuff. And they're just talking about, like, they haven't gotten hit too hard because they're able to, like... do curbside drop-offs and, like, online orders and stuff, but, like, especially closing their seating area or, like, taking orders inside, like, businesses, like, small businesses, not corporations or anything, I feel like are getting hit the hardest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, like, that'll be the places that are going to take a long time to recover just because their income is nowhere near any other large companies.
Valid point. No, I'm with you there. I just want to hear your point of view, guys. I'm not trying to start an argument. I'm just explain,
My point of view is I think our generation, at least, or our age group, we're, like, the least affected by it. Like, the mortality rate of corona for people under the age of 50 is 0.02%.
It's 30% hospitalized now.
I mean, yeah, people are getting hospitalized for it. Like, if you test positive for it, you're just in the hospital quarantine for 14 days, right? And then you've received the treatment and you leave. for people in our age group or for people who don't have like immune deficiencies or whatever. And so I feel like to us, at least, it's like, why are we shutting down school? Why are you ruining our senior seasons? Why are you ruining our senior events and stuff? But since we're like such easily going to be like carriers for it, and that's how it spreads.
Yeah, I think that's why
I think it's just, really different for each age group because it's so dependent on, like, your immune system and so dependent on how, like, old you are.
I think it's kind of like our age group is being really arrogant right now because we all know, like, we're not going to die from it. We're not going to get too sick, but we will carry it and we will spread it, and that's the problem because it's, like, it's just so contagious, and that's why we can't control it, and that's why we are doing this whole self-quarantine thing. But, you know, people our age are still going out traveling,
like
yeah, I mean, we're not the best example, but, like, that's just why I think it won't, that's why it's just so hard to stop it, because people don't listen.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, I feel like our friend group of 12, like, it's large, but we aren't in public. Like, I don't think we've gone anywhere besides our isolated cabin in Arkansas to, like, my house. But, I don't know. I think it's hard for us to, like, what Brent said, like, even if it seems, like, arrogant to older generations or, like, other people, I think it's, like, a really large emotional aspect for us.
It's really hard.
Because, like, what's gonna, I don't know, if we're not really being affected by it, it's not that we're, like, blindsiding people who are being affected by it, but we're taking a hard hit to the heart, like saying goodbye to like school for 3 weeks or whatever, or saying goodbye to like people's spring seasons, because like, I don't know, I think it's just your last chance at it, and that hits home for us.
I think that flows in perfectly to the next area I'm going to talk about. It's where it might get emotional too. So this comes from a Fox 4 article a couple days ago, 2 days ago, and the headline is, "Life has not been canceled. Experts advise teens' parents on the loss of prom and graduation." So this is from a senior that goes to DeSoto High School. I don't know where. It doesn't say in the article, but it says, from Culver, a student there, it says, "Senior prom's canceled. Pretty much every school activity you can think of has been canceled. And Culver has been preparing to deliver a graduation speech now, with schools in Kansas, I can't read, closed for the rest of the year. That doesn't likely appear likely." Culver then goes on to say that I would say the class of 2020 definitely feels as if it's been kind of robbed of something that was guaranteed for so long. What are your thoughts on that, guys?
I mean, it is kind of like something that we didn't think we'd ever lose. Like, last year this time, I didn't go to my prom. I went to, like, a different school's prom thinking, oh, it's fine. I have my prom next year. And I know so many people couldn't go to the prom last year because of all these student events or whatever. And they're like, okay, it's fine. We'll have our prom next year. And then we see all the classes ahead of us. They get their prom. They get their last day of high school. They get the baccalaureate, and then they get grad parties, and they get graduation, and it's like, that doesn't seem like something you'd ever get taken away. Like, that's just something you are supposed to have, and now we don't get it. It really sucks.
Yeah.
Emily, I know you were kind of affected by it. Last year you went to ICDC for DECA. Congrats, by the way.
Thanks.
So that was during the time we were supposed to have our prom, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, so last year I was in California before school started, and I love school dances. Sounds super cliche. I don't like the dances itself, but like, at least for girls, putting on like a dress and heels and like getting your makeup done like 1 or 2 days a year, like that means a lot to us. Yeah, like that's our fun.
You just feel good about it yourself.
And to guys, it's really stupid, but to give a girl that confidence for school dances, it's a really emotional aspect for us. So like, that's why whenever you see girls like spending a ton of money on a like prom dress, like sometimes a lot of us get a lot of crap for it, but like, that's what means a lot to us. And last year I bought my prom dress really early, like before school even started, because I just knew that I wanted it, and I knew it was gonna mean the world to me to wear it. And then as DECA season started, I found out that ICDC was going to be the same weekend as prom. And I was a junior in high school and I qualified for internationals. And DECA is like something that means a lot to me. So I decided to go. And so I missed prom, but I was like, same thing what Bryn said, like, it's fine. I'll just go to the one next year with our friends. But since I missed our prom, our friend Ben missed our prom, Bryn was going to miss our prom, our entire friend group decided to not go. And, like, some of us went to a Royals game, some of us were in Florida. Bryn went to another school, so we didn't have our junior prom, and we were all just, like, have been talking about senior prom and getting excited for it. And now that it, like, might not happen is a lot.
It's really
And
sad.
it makes me really sad because I did already buy a prom dress really early this year too, and I actually just dropped it off at alterations the other day.
Yeah, I bought mine 2 days before the cancellations happened and everything got shut down, and my prom dress just got dropped off at my door today, so
Yeah, Brennan and I are a little sad
Yeah.
about it.
it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I know. We missed prom because like we didn't want to go
Without the
without the
whole group,
group.
yeah.
Yeah, so that was, it's tough, and like now we're not having it. But you know, I know so many of my other friends were like, "Oh, hey, we'll just have prom in my backyard." And it's like that's true, or we could just go hang out as a group. But I feel like you lose a lot of that special prom stuff.
It's just like, it's just not the same. Like, going into the backyard or someone's basement, it will still be fun. Like, we'll still be able to put on our dresses, get our makeup done, and we'll have a good time. But it's not
the same,
senior
yeah.
prom.
Like, school dances suck. Like, don't get me wrong, our group will probably spend about 15 minutes in that building, but like, it's, I don't know. I feel like it's something that every high schooler does, or like should get to do. Like, say that they went to their senior prom, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think school dances are kind of one of those American traditions that's everybody looks back on, and it's kind of a formal, more of a formal way to be, I guess, to have a romantic relationship, or to also just to go out and have a dance, because a lot of people don't do that, and I think it's a valuable thing that kids should get to do.
I also feel bad for, like, there were all the traditions that were that go with prom. Like, Stuco, they were probably getting really excited to start, like, doing all the stuff for it. Court, they're not going to have a prom court anymore. All that stuff is just gone.
Yeah.
So, let's see, who is this lady? Caroline Danda, a local child psychologist, says, "Life has not been canceled. Life is changing, and it's going to change as we know it for a long time. But difference doesn't necessarily mean bad." That's the end of the article. But I think that's the best way we could put it. And at this point, there's not anything that we could do to change it.
No, it's like a very mundane thing. It's like when a couple years from now we're going to look back and we're just like, oh yeah, haha, whatever. But it's just, as of right now, it's hard to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it's stupid, you know? It's like, oh yeah, prom, whatever. Like, there's way more important things in the world than a prom. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially senior year. And
Yeah.
on top of that, we're missing so much other stuff. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
I don't know. I just think, like, the thought of not walking across the stage and getting a diploma, like, when you've been in school for the last 12 years, like, I think that hurts.
It
and
really-
some people, like,
yeah.
older people are like, you guys are going to be fine. We'll make it work, which is true. Like, we're going to make it work. Online school's going to be fine. Like, seeing or FaceTiming friends is going to be fine. But, like, I don't know. Just, like, thinking about it, it hurts, like, low-key.
Because that's
It
something you
sucks.
want to have to just be recognized for all that you did for the past 12 years. Like, it wasn't for nothing. You got a diploma, you get to walk at graduation, and now it just kind of feels like it doesn't feel like an end. It doesn't feel like a reward anymore.
mm-hmm.
It just feels like, oh yeah, you're done. Congrats.
Even if, because, like, you know, we're going to have AP test online. We're going to have schooling online, test online. I don't even feel like someone feels
That
like
doesn't
school.
feel like school.
And it's like not even like that we're missing out on like the social aspect of school, which is like a necessity for like some people. Like at least for me, I cannot be trapped in my freaking house for the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna die. But at the same time, I'm not someone who learns online. Like
It's hard.
I'm not going to learn a single
No,
thing
yeah.
in the next 3 weeks.
Well, like school can like cater to like the different students, like their learning capabilities, but when it's online, you don't have that. Like teachers know their students and know how to work with them, but when you're just at home, it leaves a lot of distractions for people, and a lot of people just can't handle that. It's gonna be really hard for people to keep their grades up.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna learn very well.
I won't learn
I'm
well
not
at
gonna
all.
I can't learn
well.
from a computer screen.
I need someone to tell me what to do and how to do it.
I think it's gonna be fine. Honestly, I'm not that worried about it. I think we're very blessed to live in a technologically advanced time where everybody has a computer and the ability to stream straight from your house. You know, there's lots of people that take college courses online, and now everyone is taking college courses online. My dad's been saying, he works over at William Jewell College, that it's actually been going really well. And I mean, in a lecture-based, in a lecture-based kind of school, that makes sense. It'll be different for high schoolers for sure, but honestly, I think it's not a big deal. I think we'll be all right. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be
I feel like
harder,
our
but
online schooling's the least of our
yeah.
not
Yeah, I'm not
worries,
worried about
but
it.
like online school, we're sad we can't see our favorite teachers
Yeah.
or friends.
That's how I feel too.
But like that's it. And then
Yeah.
online school is gonna be like
I mean, I don't think my
it's just gonna be
grade-
busy work. That's what
Yeah,
makes me
that's-
pissed because I hate busy work. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I hate busy work so much, and that's what it's gonna be for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, we're approaching that 30-minute mark. I think we've had a productive conversation. You guys want to keep it going, or
Up
is
to you,
done?
Trev. It's your podcast.
Your podcast,
Dude,
What do you want?
let's talk about fries.
All right.
What is your favorite? Like, where's your favorite fast
I
food
want to
place
go
to
get
fries?
fries.
That's what I was thinking.
Fast
Can we go
food
get fries?
Okay, like
after
I
this?
don't like Arby's, but they have some
They have good
killer
fries.
curly fries, bro.
Their curly fries are really
good.
good. Can we do that for lunch? Can we just eat
You guys want
fries?
Maybe get something
It's
else.
Friday.
No, it's not.
That means you
Yeah,
can
it
eat
is.
potatoes. It's not meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
Sorry, I just was thinking about fries this whole time.
I'm trying to think of what else. Five Guys has really good fries.
They're Cajun fries.
With the Cajun fries, yes. Yum.
All right. I
I'm
think
giving out fries now.
we can end it there. This was a little bit different. It might sound like garbage because, I don't have an audio guy, but we're making the most of what we got. Yeah, that's the way it is, guys, and you gotta just stay safe, wash your hands,
And your feet.
and
Wash your whole
Wash
body.
your whole body.
Please.
Don't touch your face.
Thanks for having us on, Trev.
Cover your
Always touch
coughs.
your
Cover
face.
your sneezes.
Don't cough or sneeze. People will look at you weird.
Yeah.
Right on. So I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow, or I'll see you guys tomorrow.